morning. My name is Beth Murray, and I have been elected as your new governing board president. It is really wonderful to see you, especially, I think it's great that it's raining out, don't you think? Because we're talking a lot about water this morning, but there was a part of me that's like, oh, I'd love to just stay in bed, but you came. So take a deep breath, my friends. You are here. It's the start of the church year, and we are here together, charting and exploring a new journey that includes tears, grief, renewal, nourishment, joy, and change. This morning, we will be welcoming in the new church year with words about water. Later in today's service, we will collect the water you may have brought for our water communion and think about how water impacts our lives. If you're like me and forgot to bring water, I hope you will still participate in our water ceremony and use the water found already at the table. With the UUA's help, the governing board of this congregation, in conjunction with the hiring team, has pivoted to Plan C. C for creative. Personally, I would like to call it Plan E for exciting. Ayanna Hines is UUCR's new executive director. And is Ayanna here yet? Oh. Stand up. I hope you'll join me after church in welcoming Ayanna to our congregation. Thank you for being here this morning. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. For now, let's think about water. Torrential, calm, winding, murky, relentless, fresh, mysterious, flowing. These are just a few words to describe water, and to be honest, it may also describe the start of our church year. Welcome again. It's good to see you and to be with you.
Good morning. I'm going to read our opening words, which is Wind, Water, Sun by Seth Larrier-Cadd, adapted by Beth Murray, just a little bit. Wind that whispers through the willow trees, sun that sustains us, water that washes over willing earth and weathered stones, a smile shared and savored, a child's squeal of delight as they dance in the daisies and daffodils. The quiet joy of gathered community. This is the spirit of life and love we call forth now into this gathering. May this spirit infuse our hearts, fill our souls, and carry us forward like a wave on the ocean as we enter now into this sacred time and space.
Let's begin this morning with our ritual of lighting the chalice, a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. Our chalice symbolizes our Unitarian Universalist identity that this is a sacred space filled with love. Lighting the chalice this morning will be the current members of UUCR's governing board. In the light of truth, of community, the fire of commitment, we gather this day. May the flame we now kindle be to us a symbol of the holiness we seek. Memorize these faces. Take a picture of them. Are there any children who want to help with the children's affirmation? Oh, I love it. That's beautiful. We are Unitarian Universalists, the Church of the open mind, the loving heart, and the helping hands. Thank you. Please rise in body or in spirit and join me in singing hymn number 34 in the gray hymnal, Though I May Speak with Bravest Fire.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberly. I'm the Religious Education Coordinator here. And I'd like to welcome the kids, young people, and anyone who would like to hear a story to come on and sit up front. It's so good to see everybody. All right, first off, I want to know, how was your summer? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle. Nice, adults can play too. Nice. And I also want to know, are you excited about the fall, going back to school, back to church? Thumbs up, down, or in the middle? Yay. Okay, good. Good results. Well, I'm going to tell you a story today. One of my favorite books growing up was called The Search for Delicious by Natalie Babbitt. Anyone heard of it? No? Okay. Once upon a time, there was a person who was writing the first dictionary. You know, the big book that explains what every word means. The person came to the word delicious, and they thought, how can I explain this word? What is the most delicious thing? And he thought, the most delicious thing is fried fish. Do you agree? Well, nobody agreed with him. Every person he knew had a different opinion on what was the most delicious. So he asked his young son, Galen, to travel all around the land and ask every single person what they thought was the most delicious. Galen set out on his journey. He met lots of people with different opinions, and even some owls and gnomes and mermaids with different opinions. Everyone started to argue. But then, something even worse than all the fighting happened. A drought hit the land. A river was blocked off, and no rain came. How do you think the people felt? What do you think? Pretty bad. What do you think? Yes, the food would stop growing. There'd be nothing to eat. They were so thirsty. Suddenly, the argument didn't matter. All that mattered was getting clean water to drink so they could survive. Finally, they were able to unblock the river, and everyone had a drink of water. And with that, every person agreed the most delicious thing is water when you're really thirsty. What do you think of the story? Any thoughts? What do you think? He could have, Ethan said. Mhm. That's possibly a better definition of delicious. Yes, Ethan said he could have just said, the definition is what you think is the most delicious. What do you think, Hannah? Oh, I'm going to come down to you.
And they're trying to do like what all of the like what's the most delicious food overall, not like themselves. And since they're all saying this is my favorite, it's more like this is my favorite food, more like this is the most delicious. But
Right. Maybe it was almost the definition of favorite, yes. Well, when I read this book as a kid, I had never thought about what a gift it was to have clean water to drink and take a shower and a bath with. Not everybody in the world has that. It gave me a whole new perspective on something that seemed simple that was actually amazing. Today is water communion. What do you know about water? Anybody have a fact about water? Yeah.
Water has been around. Water is as old as the world, and that it's something that everyone needs to survive as a person, and they have to drink.
it's one of the only things that you can use to stay hydrated. Probably there's something else in the world, but that's just the only thing I know.
These are good water facts. Well, maybe some of you know 71% of the Earth's surface is water. You think 75? Well, if the Earth was broken up into 4 parts, 3 of those parts would be water. Roughly 60% of our body is made up of water. So if the body had 10 parts, 6 of those parts would be water. We all come from water even before we're born. We're floating in the water. Many scientists believe that all life on Earth started in the waters of the ocean. And I think with all this connection to water, we have the power to embody the element of water. We can flow like the water. Can anyone move their body like a flow like water? Whoosh, swish, swish. Very nice, everybody. We can be wild and stormy like water. Anyone want a little shake out? Be wild and stormy like water. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And we can be still like water. Let's take a moment to be as still as we can. Super, super still. That was really good up front here. And we all, and water we can make ripples like the water. And we all get to choose what kind of ripples we make in the world. Our intentions, our words, our actions affect everyone and everything around us. Each one of us has that power, both kids and grown-ups. So I brought a bowl of water and an eyedropper. And you are going to get the chance to come up and drop a drop of water in the bowl and say what kind of ripple you want to make this fall. And as you drop your drop, you can say a word. You might say fun, peace, silliness, kindness, love. It's up to you. The word you say is what you are going to let ripple out, and you'll see your ripples in the bowl. And I'm going to invite you up one by one. Hannah, do you want to start? All right, come on up. And you can say a word.
Fun.
Want to say a little louder?
Fun.
Nice. Great, thanks. Get it back. You can come up. You can watch the ripples. Want to say your word?
Kind.
Nice. Good job. Okay, put it back. Thank you. Do you want to come up? Come on. So let's squeeze the dropper and then put a little drop in the bowl. Want to say your word?
Get candy on Halloween.
Oh, a little louder.
Get candy on Halloween.
Good intentions. Do you want to come up, Chloe? You're gonna be next. Okay. So let's go back in. We're gonna squeeze it. Squeeze the top. Give a top a squeeze. Now put it in the bowl. Squeeze. Oh, good job. Can you say your word? What word do you want to bring in?
Help.
Help. That's a nice one. She said help. Very good. Thanks. Okay. So squeeze the top, and let's put a little drop in the bowl. Good job. See the ripples? Can you say your word?
Kindness.
Good job. Really good. All right. Anybody else want to take a turn? Anybody else back there? No? All right. Awesome. I'm going to put a bowl. Yeah. Your dog wants to go? Let's bring it up. Okay, go ahead. Let's put a drop in. Oh, over here. In the bowl. To the bowl. Good job. Does your dog have a word? What is it?
Love.
Nice. Very good. All right. Thank you so much for participating. And that water will get to go in our big water with all the kids' wonderful intentions for the fall and the church year. All right. Well, you are welcome to go back to your seats, or you are welcome to go to free play upstairs in Sawyer with our kind and fun staff members, Denise and Olena, who are here every Sunday. We used to call this space upstairs in Sawyer the nursery, but we're calling it free play because older kids are welcome to spend time there too. Anyone in 3rd grade or under can spend service in the free play area. Yeah. Oh, nice. And if you want, and if you're grown-ups, yes. That's very nice. So if you're grown-ups, say it's okay, you're welcome to be there. And for grown-ups, there's a short form to fill out when you drop off in free play on your first day. So we have everything we need to know to keep your kids safe while they have fun. So thanks, everybody. Let's go. All right, come on over. Let's go back.
we take time during our service to light our candles of community, peace, and justice. We light our red candle of community to signify our interconnection. Wherever you are in time and space, newcomer or longtime member, here in the sanctuary or joining us virtually, we light this candle holding you in love. Today we hold Sharon Tates in our hearts as she deals with pain and loss of mobility and community connection. We wish her comfort and strength. And we thank and honor her husband, Mark, for his loving care and amazing support for Sharon. As we light this candle, I invite you to speak aloud the name or names of people who are on your mind and heart today to bring them fully into this space. We light the candles of peace and justice together because we recognize that true peace rests on a foundation of justice. Today, our yearnings for justice and peace extend to many people who are oppressed, including members of the transgender community, immigrants, and people struggling in a world that creates poverty. We also extend these yearnings to the people of Afghanistan faced with recovery from a recent earthquake, and particularly to the women and girls of Afghanistan who face additional hurdles in receiving help. We also extend our yearnings to the people of Ukraine and to the Palestinians facing starvation and genocide. May we do all we can to create a more just world. As we recommit ourselves to the world of love and justice, may we each voice this commitment by saying, Amen.
As we gather today, allow your heart to speak quietly. I invite you to join me and Allison if you choose to light a candle in honor of yourself or a loved one. We are here to nourish one another in this space.
Prayer, Formation Prayer by George Grimm Howell. Spirit of the earth, Gaia, Mother, we call on you. In your womb we are formed and reformed, shaped and reshaped in the great cauldron of geological time, unknown and unknowable. May we in this tender moment whisper a word of gratitude that creation did not end on the sixth day, but joyously rolls on, age after age, across the centuries, the years, the days, continuing now, this very moment, inside our forming and transforming hearts. To live is to change is to find our sacred purpose. Father Time, teach us to love our layers, the deposits of bygone seas of joys and sorrows that have built up the foundations of who we are. Mother of creation, teach us to be fearless as we are cast into the fires that melt and mold and harden us during times of upheaval and injustice. Spirit of the earth, teach us to trust the transformation, to hang on tight as we suffer the pressure and the heat as our souls, deep in darkness, await the metamorphosis, that day when finally we emerge from the womb of life, transformed, our dusty limestone turned to lustrous marble. May our transfigured hearts be hewn into tools that give life, or works of art that inspire, or maybe a smooth, flat stone flung from a child's hand that skips on water for one sparkling moment. And when changes come again, may we be content to let the ocean waves of time gently release us as humble grains of sand to caress the toes of curious beachcombers. Let our lives be formed and reformed and transformed again for love and justice, for we know that this is holy.
I'm Robin Matsky, and I will be reading Water Makes Its Mark by Matt Alspaugh. A glass of tea sweats a circle of droplets on an old table, drying. They pull dirt and stain from the wood, leaving a ring. Water leaves its mark. Deep in the earth, in a cave, a drop falls each minute. Where it lands, a great pillar of white rock has grown up. Water leaves its mark. On the surface above, a stream burbles and flows, carving out potholes in the granite in its bed. Water leaves its mark. Along a highway cut, a geologist points out layers of tan slate, each penny-thin sheet, a memory of a torrential rainstorm eons ago. Water leaves its mark. In its network of veins, the blood, salty like the seawater from which we sprang, flows on and cycles, giving life. Water leaves its mark. Dark clouds pass on, yielding no rain. Crops wither, drought comes. Famine, migration, violence, and death soon follow. Water leaves its mark. A space probe turns on its camera toward whence it came, imaging one solitary pixel of light. Its color, the pale blue of oceans. Water leaves its mark. A solitary tear slides down the cheek, a tear of abiding joy, a tear of unending grief. We see and share the depth of feeling at its true core, water leaves its mark.
Bonnie, choir, you make me so happy. Oh. Thank you. Water sure does make its mark. Throughout the years, I have had a love-hate relationship with water. I remember so clearly our family summer camp in New Hampshire. We had a 3-horsepower motorboat, 3, named Zeno. And one of my favorite things to do was to be dragged behind the boat, hanging onto a board that was tethered to the back of the boat. To me, it felt like we were going so fast. I was frantically trying not to gulp in large amounts of water while the fumes from the gas-propelled 3-horsepower engine wafted over me. The exhaust was brutal. My fear of inhaling the water was out of control, and yet, when the ride was over, I was queued up and ready to go again. And then there was the mystery of the water. Those rocks in the lake, they were huge, visible from the surface, staring up at me. Majestic, unknown, powerful, and frequently scary as they sat at the very bottom of the lake. How about the watermark I left on my mother's teak table? The rose dipped into a UU minister's glass of water at the dinner table and then brushed onto my forehead as he spontaneously decided to baptize me as a teenager during dessert. The breaking of my water as my son was about to be born. The sound of gentle rain outside the window. The devastating flooding and landslides from Hurricane Helene, and my friend Iris in Asheville, North Carolina, without water to drink. The collapse of the entire water systems in Gaza. Reverend Amy Zucker Morgenstern writes, "The core symbolism of the water communion is that we all come from water. As a species on the planet where life began in the ocean, as mammals who float in amniotic fluid, as we are readied for birth, as beings whose cells are mostly water, and yet we are separate from each other, and we have been apart, since there tends to be a slowing down, a different rhythm in the summer months. Even in churches that have services and religious education right on through the summer, and now we are reuniting. We are separate and together. The way water scatters into rain and streams and clouds and springs and ponds and puddles. What can this water represent for us here at UUCR? Imagine our drops of water creating a ring, a ripple, and then another ripple. We have the ability to make our circle, our ripples, wider. Picture our circle so wide that we have the ability to take care of each other and others, wider, farther. Over this past summer, Sherry Cook widened her circle to help me learn, understand, and appreciate all things related to governance. She taught me with patience, understanding, and love. And when I felt overwhelmed, which is kind of all the time, but Sherry was right there assuring me that this is a lot, and frequently our heads would explode at the same time. The hiring team spent hours and hours reading resumes, interviewing people, calling references, and scheduling second interviews. Between first and second interviews, we met and talked over 14 times. Think of each person we interviewed as a tributary. The hiring team had different opinions and lots of interesting conversations. And those streaming tributaries were sometimes calm, turbulent, swirling, and always filled with bubbles. Those tributaries ran in all different directions until they came together as we made important decisions for the life and growth of UUCR. UUCR is filled with both gentle bubbles and storms, and yet this water imagery is an integral component of our community. What does widening the circle, extending our ripples, riding those swelling waves, what does this look like? Imagine this. Imagine that you are new to UUCR, and 3 people come up and introduce themselves to you during social hour. Imagine that no one at UUCR is going to think you odd when you have spilt coffee all over your shirt on the way to church and you don't have time to go home and change. Imagine what it would feel like when someone asks you how you are and they stop and look at you and wait for an answer. Imagine having a conversation with someone you don't know. Imagine when someone disagrees with you and instead of defending their point of view, they say, "Tell me more." Imagine a place where no one comments on how much you weigh, how tall you are, that your attire is not attractive, that your adult son is still living with you at home, that you are different. Imagine a place where ripples of love and powerful tributaries are getting wider, larger, and longer. Here at UUCR, we have an annual water communion. The Latin root of communion means fellowship, mutual participation, or sharing. In 1980, 2 Unitarian Universalist women, Carolyn McDade and Lucille Longview, were asked to create a worship service for the Women and Religion Continental Convocation of Unitarian Universalists. It was Carolyn McDade and Lucille Longview who created the water communion that we celebrate each year. The water that we share today will be used throughout the year. Baby dedications, pastoral care moments, bedside end of life, memorial services. Water can mean so many different things. Reverend Dr. Madeline Campbell suggests that we think about 4 different types of water. The water of tears, poured out to shed sorrow. The water of cleansing and renewal, poured out for a new start. The water of nourishment, poured out to sustain. The water of change, poured out to shape the world into the beloved community. In addition to this large bowl, for the water you have brought, or not brought, it's okay, you will also see an empty cup. An empty cup. This empty cup represents our solidarity with Palestinians. UUs across America are taking a prayerful action in recognition of and solidarity with the 2 million Palestinians in Gaza who are denied potable water by Israel, a war crime that is enabled by the United States. Let us remain silent during the ceremony in order to listen to the music and reflect upon the power of water, the ripples, the tributaries we are creating, along with the changes water or lack of water can bring. If you forgot water, we have cups up here because I really want you to be part of this ceremony. I'd like to invite the choir to begin first. I'm going to ask the choir to walk to the back of the congregation. I'm imagining this tributary of people coming forward. As the choir, I'm talking now to the people in the back of the congregation, once the choir has passed by you, people from the back will join. And then you can return to your seats by the side aisles. Let us listen to the piano and remain silent. This water represents us, UUCR's journey and the world. Our ripples will sometimes be disorganized and disrupted, torrential, calm, relentless, flowing. Our water will help us connect and deepen our love for one another as we widen the circle.
Each Sunday, UUCR gives away half the money received in our collection plate to a nonprofit organization that shares our UU values. It's a simple yet powerful way for each of us to help heal the world by learning about and supporting the good works of charitable organizations and becoming more involved in our community. Our Share the Plate recipient for the month of September is Mass Union of Public Housing Tenants. It was nominated by Marie Hansen, who is an active member of our church. The Mass Union of Public Housing Tenants is the first statewide public tenants organization in the nation. Its mission is to build a power and voice for tenants so that they may effectively improve public housing in Massachusetts. Mass Union envisions a world without homelessness, racism, or classism, where housing is a human right, where all housing is safe, sanitary, and dignified, and where all people participate in the decision-making that impacts their lives. A Massachusetts where public housing is fully funded and that enhances and enforces tenant rights and protections. Public housing communities that are safe, inclusive, cohesive, and beautiful, where all tenants are informed, empowered, heard, respected, and valued. Please give generously to our Share the Plate offering to support both the Mass Union and the mission of UUCR.
Thank you, choir. Good morning. I'm Melissa Martin, your Member Services and Volunteer Coordinator, and my pronouns are she and her. Before I get to this week's invitations for our congregational life, I just want to draw your attention to the beautiful quilt behind me. This is this year's Kris Kringle Fair quilt, A New Dawn. In many Native American traditions, the great blue heron symbolizes resilience, self-determination, patience, and wisdom. And on this quilt, the heron gazes toward the dawn of a new day, embodying our hope for a brighter, more just and peaceful future for our community, country, and the world. This gift from our quilters, Molly Bicking, Kitty Craig Quillman, Rachel Fetters, Helen Getz, Nikki Getz, Amanda Gorey, Diane Joe, Suzanne Sullivan, and Mary Wallman Crow. You can get your raffle tickets now through the Kris Kringle Fair on November 8th, when the ticket drawing will happen. And now I have a few messages of gratitude to share. First, I would personally like to thank you again for the outpouring of support and the love shown to me when I needed to take my medical leave this summer. My leave gave me a unique opportunity to heal and to dream about the future, both for myself and for the church. I'm so excited to be back with my colleagues and our amazing governing boards, all of whom have been working tirelessly to envision our next chapter. I have enjoyed meeting our newest staff members, Ayana and Kerry, and I feel that they're going to add tremendous depth and perspective to this congregation with their presence and their ideas. My return is limited in hours, but I'm eager to reconnect with all of you. And I'm especially interested in meeting anyone who's begun attending church during my absence. So please come say hello. Please pay attention to our newsletter in the weeks ahead to find new opportunities for connection. And as always, please contact me with any programming questions. My second note of gratitude is to the governing boards of last year and this year, the hiring team, the Committee on Ministry, and all of the individual members who helped to consider all of the possible options in the best interest of our beloved congregation. They have asked the questions, put in the work, and brought us to a unique and hopeful place as we begin this new church year. Their open minds and hearts have filled our church calendar with rich guest ministers for this entire year, a new executive director with a wealth of experience and enthusiasm, and a new office administrator to support all of this. I wish to offer special thanks to all who helped make our summer chapel, community chapel deeply enriching for participants each Sunday. Thanks goes to the worship arts team leaders who made this possible, and to all who attended even just one Sunday. Your presence was a gift. Finally, special thanks to the team who spent hours on our campus this past Sunday preparing it for us today. It looks wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now for this week, our Buddhist meditation group returns tomorrow evening, both in person and via Zoom. Our choir has returned to rehearsing on Thursday evenings, and you are invited to join them. Please contact our music director, Dr. Bonnie Anderson, if you have any interest in our choir or any other opportunity to use your gift of music with our congregation. Next Sunday, join us for our worship service led by guest minister, Reverend Arthur McDonald. For today, please stay for our annual in-gathering social, ice cream social happening inside today, courtesy of the governing board, and come meet Ayana, our new executive director. Now, please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing the closing hymn, number 323, Break Not the Circle.
we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts again. We are together again. Our water, I have a lump in my throat. Our water represents our tears as well as renewal. It is the water of nourishment and the water of ripples and change. It represents our journey together. Thank you.